It's extremely easy to be a man when everything is going your way, right? A man who can fall down 7 times and get up 8 is the winner, because somebody who can continuously get up after getting beat down is the person that will always succeed. And I was talking to one of my boys today, and he was trying to say he doesn't understand why he's doing what he does. He doesn't know why he wants to make money. And it all rooted down to his why, which was his family was kind of controlling his entire life. And the reason he wants to make money, why he doesn't want to go work a normal job, is because he wants to have control over his life. And he was like, I'm not materialistic though, like I don't really care about money. And I told him, I was like, it's not necessarily the money aspect, but money allows you to have control over your life. And it's not that you're a materialistic person, but if you want to go on a trip, you can go on a trip. If you want to be able to take care of the people around you, you can go take care of the people around you. And I think a lot of people kind of have like a bit of a victim mindset where they try to find and squeeze and wiggle through every way out, and they never really sit with themselves and figure out what the true issue behind it is, and that everything happens for a reason. God will not put you through a struggle that you're unable to get out of. Any single struggle you've ever been through, think of one time you've been given a test by God and you haven't been able to get through it. You can't name one, because if you could name one, you wouldn't be here right now. So it's hard for people to sit down and be real with themselves that everything that's given to them is a test, and it is a hardship that they have to go through to become the man they want to be. And I think even myself at one point, my mom had cancer, and obviously you're gonna sit down as a 16-year-old kid and you're gonna think, why is this happening to me? I mean, why can't I just be one of those normal kids who doesn't have to go through these things? And as I get older, I start to realize and be very thankful and grateful for the things that were given to me, because everything that's been given to me was a lesson. It's not something that I haven't learned from. And you really need to sit with yourself sometimes and think, what is your why? Why do you want to do anything? And it really sucks that it takes you going through a bad thing for a lot of people for you to understand what your true purpose is. And I'm not saying this for anybody to feel guilty for me or anybody to feel bad for me, but you need to kind of dig deep in yourself and find out what your reason was. And ever since then, this branches to another point. Ever since then, I became so obsessed with the idea of money, too obsessed to the point that I idolized it. I put it on a pedestal. And now, although I do still, not idolize it, but I still do strive to make money, obviously, because there's perks that come with making money. You get the freedom, you get the luxuries. Obviously, I'm a bit materialistic or I wouldn't have this fucking car. But I had to kind of detach from everything. And it's a lot of kind of things to take in right now. I know I'm saying a lot of stuff and I'm kind of straying left and right, but detachment I always thought was forgetting what the outcome was, or trying to actually not think about it or be attached to it. But the reality of it is, it's being okay with whatever happens. And I was never okay with whatever happened. I wanted a certain outcome, and I was not okay with any other outcome, which in some cases can be helpful for you. But for me personally, it kind of held me down. I mean, in the month of April, I had my best month I've ever had financially. Going into May, I was so attached to the money. I was like, this shit's fucking easy. Like, I don't need to go through this. And God sat me down. He humbled me, because May was probably one of my worst months I've had in a while. But it took me going through that for me to realize I had to detach from what I was chasing, which was the money. I didn't really fall in love. I didn't really focus on the process itself of making that money, becoming the best version of myself that I can. And my mentor always tells me this, but let's say you want to be somebody that makes 20K a month. You have to become the man that can make 20K a month first. If you want to go to the gym, you're not going to get a six-pack and then start going to the gym. You have to start going to the gym. You have to start that action before the outcome follows. And this won't be too long of a video, but it was just a short little rant I wanted to get off my mind. And I've seen it so much recently. And I really like that quote. A man who can fall down 7 times and get up 8 is a true man. Because yes, shit will get hard. Shit will be not easy. But it's being able to persevere and push through those things that make you a man yourself, that makes you what it is. That's the whole thing of being a man. It is so easy to be a man when shit is easy. But when it's not going your way, that's what the true test is. And that was what my mentor told me. I've learned a lot of things through him, and there's so many people that are going through so much worse. And not to put that into perspective, it doesn't downplay anything you're going through right now, but nothing you can't get through. And I want to be in a situation to where I can take care of everybody around me, and I've started to do that. You know, I'm taking stress off my parents, I'm being able to take care of myself now, and I'm not necessarily where I want to be, but I'm getting to where I want to be, and I'm becoming that man. There's no reason as to why you shouldn't sit with yourself at the end of every day and know you could have given your 100, you could have given more. You know, you have to be able to sit with yourself every single day and know that you gave your 100%. Because realistically, let's say somebody told you your mom's gonna die in 6 months if you don't reach a certain outcome. You know damn well in that 6 months you would be able to get to that if you really wanted to, because your mom's life is on the line. So is your goals right now not important enough for you to stay comfortable with where you're at right now? And you really need to think with yourself, because there's a lot of things behind it, and you need to be selfish. I've been so selfless my whole life. I'm not an only child. I have brothers, and I was the youngest, so obviously I was spoiled a little bit more. But when it came to the people around me, I've always put other people first. And it took me recently to realize you need to be selfish as fuck, and there's nothing wrong with being selfish. God gives you everything to use it for a reason. And if you always put everybody else around you ahead of yourself, you won't be able to get to where you need to be. You need to fulfill your own needs first before you get to a point where you can take care of other people. How can you take care of other people if you can't take care of yourself? And it's hard to say out loud to yourself, but 3 months of hard work and I'm able to get this, which isn't crazy, right? I mean, there's so many people out there that have crazier cars and whatnot, but if I'm comparing myself to myself 6 months ago, if you told me 6 months from now you'll have this car, I probably would not have believed you. And it took me putting in work, it put me putting my ego aside to really learn, become the best version of myself, and get to this. And this is by no means me settling. I still have so much more left in the tank for myself. But you need to enjoy every single level you get to. You need to be grateful for what you've gotten, because everything you get is a product of what God has given you. And you have free will to do whatever you want. Yes, everything is placed in your life for a reason. God gives you what you can, but He gives you free will. And whatever is written can still be changed. He gives you the free will to do whatever you want. And you can go do anything you want right now. If you want to go rob a bank, you can go rob a bank. Obviously, there's going to be consequences, but you can go do whatever you want. Only you and yourself have control over every single thing in your life, and you're the only person that can change or make your outcome. And if it's not the desired outcome you want, you have to think to yourself, why am I not getting to this point? Is it fear? I mean, is the fear of you being in the same position forever not scarier than you failing a couple of times? Obviously not. So you have to go through these failures, you have to go through these trials and tribulations to get to where you want to be. And I will forever be grateful for the things that I have gone through, although I may not like some of them. It has pushed me to become the man I am today. And I'm forever grateful for this.